everybody? Welcome to this new project that we're doing right now. This is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are going to be doing this on YouTube instead of Twitch, since I needed some content on YouTube. So we are going to actually do a Great Ace Attorney Chronicles with a real lawyer. And here today is with our special guest. Why did you introduce yourself?
Right, hi. I'm Jin, and you can also call me Verinius. I'm a human rights lawyer in the Philippines, and I'm also developing Lawmage Academy for the PC Steam, which is a Magic School RPG. So I'm very excited. I've only played the first Ace Attorney, so I'm really excited to see what this is about.
Yeah, this is like how it all started for this one, but it has like the enhanced gameplay of the Ace Attorney series. So we are going to start with. Oh, my controller not working. I had to edit that on the video. Anyway.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so we are going to start with the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. We are going to start with episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure. So this is the ancestor of Phoenix, right?
Oh, okay. I love the soundtrack.
I know, right? They added the cutscene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is based on the period. This is the Meiji period.
Meiji?
Yeah. Japan. Where London is the great superpower. Oh. Oh shit.
Did he?
No.
Is that our protagonist?
Yeah, it's our main character.
Okay, interesting.
Episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure. Alright, I'm not gonna do voice acting, I'll just probably read this.
Sure.
22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. Still can't believe it. Still can't believe this is happening. How can it be just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber? The highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Wow, okay. They accuse him already as the murderer.
Interesting.
So, I heard that in Japan that they arrest you first and then they like force you to commit, or what do you call it? They force you into a confession that you're guilty.
That's what I've heard too, but this is also a fictional judicial system, so we don't really know, right? But I will be commenting on how it is different, generally, in various legal processes. So far, so good. Yeah. Supreme Court, though, directly to the Supreme Court. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. My name is Ryonosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow find myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. Now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. I like his hairband though.
There's no wind there.
Yeah, there's no wind and his headband is moving. And yet I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right? Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
Hasn't graduated? I wonder what that means.
No, he hasn't graduated yet. That's what the bailiff said.
School?
Yeah,
This lawyer?
university. He hasn't
Oh.
graduated university. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Like always. So they say that this guy is like the Edgeworth of the game. But he
Cool.
he says he starts like a defense attorney.
Yeah. Alright.
Ah. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. And there's nothing to worry about. Train yourself up. Hold your head high. I mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Yeah, that's a good aptitude when you're faced with an accused. To be open to them, not, even though it seems like they're guilty, there's a possibility they're not, despite the preliminary evidence. So that's a good disposition.
Yeah. You have to make your client comfortable.
Yeah.
Kazuma Asugi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact.
Whoa.
He's even a qualified lawyer.
What?
Yeah.
How is that possible? Okay, again, this is a fictional world with its own judicial system, so maybe in their universe, you can be a lawyer despite being a university student. But generally, you need to pass an undergraduate or even a postgraduate. Like a law degree is a postgraduate in many countries, but it could also be an undergraduate degree in other countries, like Japan early on, and maybe some other countries. But here in this game, he's already a qualified lawyer representing his classmate in the Supreme Court. It's not even in the lower courts.
Yeah.
So the way you go about it is you start with the lower courts first, and then you appeal to the Court of Appeals, and then if you lose there, you appeal to the Supreme Court. So in this universe, we're straight to the Supreme Court, and you're a student representing your fellow classmate. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, what is like the requirements here in the Philippines if you want to be if you're going to represent even though you're not a graduate of law?
Okay, so there is what we call a student practice rule. So if you are a law student, and for you to become a law student, you need to have passed an undergraduate degree, and then you enroll in a law school. When you reach third year of law school, I think you can start representing some people, provided you're under the supervision of a lawyer.
Of a lawyer, okay. I understand.
Or the legal aid office of the school. But here, it doesn't seem like it. At least the information based on what we have, it doesn't seem like it's being supervised by an older lawyer. So again, this is a fictional world. So let's see. It's very interesting.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, it's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. He said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. I forgot how old is he. Wait.
Yeah, how old is he?
Oh, we can't access the court record yet.
Alright.
So you'll be representing...
Have you played this before?
A little bit. A little bit. I
Okay,
just
so you
played
haven't finished the whole thing. Okay, cool.
So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, some people some people ship these two.
All right.
There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. You mean his wind of the headband?
Still swaying indoors.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean, there's no windows present, right?
I guess. Maybe they have an electric fan right in front of them.
I don't think electric fans weren't invented in this period. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. Gay?
Okay, I said okay.
Oh, I thought you said gay. Okay, we have to cut that on the VOD. Whoops. Okay. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very stacked. Even English class tomorrow then, partner. Aw, that's so sweet. Calling themselves partners.
Is Verinoski also a lawyer?
No.
Or not really?
He's just a student.
Oh, just a normal student, okay.
Yeah. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Oh, I already saw the girl and I was like, oh, I was speechless. Okay. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why?
Yeah, why?
He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. Seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma.
Okay, cool.
I like that they did like animations to this game.
Yeah, it's very good.
Unlike the older, was it 8-bit, 16-bit?
I'm not sure. But that was good too. I like the pixel art.
Yeah, I like it too. Even the what do you call this? The HD remaster, it's so good. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yuji Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
That's good.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Sogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, we should fail to defend you in today's trial.
Wow. Pressure.
I know, right? At least, Asogi's not here. I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? Ah, as I suspected, You are unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. Hmm. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. I don't believe it either. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that providing your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Oh, the tense music came up.
Okay.
Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand, once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once.
If I were Inosuke, I wouldn't be listening to this guy. He's not a lawyer.
Yeah.
Be careful.
It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. What? Then who?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, then who? Yeah.
Yeah, who's going to defend us?
Maybe a someone from the government.
Of course, as a defendant, final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear?
That's a mean bailiff.
Yeah. They're really rough. Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway, Baka. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, absolutely no idea of what lay ahead. I embark on that unforgettable trial. That was a good transition. I've seen how the game has improved.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like how they explain the stakes right off the bat. So that's good writing. They explain the stakes not only for Yunosuke but also for Kazuma.
I like how the Ace Attorney games have good writing, but the cases, there are some questionable ones.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We're gonna tackle that in the future.
I'm excited. Well, actually, before we begin, the guy, the old man,
Yeah.
he's a forensic.
Yeah, he's a forensic
expert?
professor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, if he's gonna testify in this case, that would be good because, forensics, they can tell based on scientific evidence what happened to the body. That's very important, and that's quite common in violent crimes in other countries, especially in Western countries like the US and UK. In places like the Philippines, though, our forensic, we don't have that many forensic scientists or forensic doctors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or forensic pathologists. We do have some, but it's not as readily accessible or available because there's no official support for them. It would have been great, though, if every single, murder case would have forensics.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the case in the US, for example. I'm not sure in Japan, maybe. But yeah, if this guy is gonna testify for Ryunosuke, that'll be good for his case.
Yeah, that's true. And you're actually right about that one. We kind of lack in the forensics department here in our country.
Yeah. There are some service providers. I think University of the Philippines General Hospital, particularly Dr. Raquel Fortun. She's one of the most well-known forensic pathologists in the Philippines. But that's just in Luzon, and we know we have three regions here. It's not as easily accessible if you're from other regions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another issue in justice and evidence. But anyway, I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Okay. My one and only chance of providing my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. All right. Time to start our case. 22nd November, 9 o'clock a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. I think this is like the Supreme Court, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Supreme Court.
Court room number 2. This is like a serious case. What? Why is his eye like that? Or why is his eye like that?
It's first time in court, maybe.
Yeah. So this is a courtroom.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's so huge. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Huh?
What?
Alright, what can you tell me about like secret trials like this?
I don't know. I've never heard of a secret trial before. Generally, trials are publicly available. I mean, on paper, anyone can just step into a courtroom and observe. But usually, the judges won't just let anyone walk in there because of the limited space. But in other countries, you can just walk into any courtroom, and that's allowed. So I've never heard of a secret trial.
Would you consider like the Senate trials are? Maybe would you consider them as a secret trial, since they're not televised anyway?
Which one?
Like the Senate trials.
Oh, aren't they televised? They're even televised. The hearings in the Senate in the Philippines. I'm not sure in other countries, but in the Philippines, the Senate can conduct inquiry and hearings. Those are just investigations. It's not really determination of guilt. If they do have some hearings which are behind closed doors, that's okay because those aren't criminal trials. This is a criminal trial. This is serious. You're gonna send someone to jail or even the death sentence if the universe in this game has a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. Let's see what happens.
Right. A secret trial? A trial that's close to ordinary members of the public. Only only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Oh! Oh, look at the judge.
Wow.
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I'm obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. Alright, let's see. Let's do that. Answer I do.
Oh.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear. Oh!
Did he cut him off?
Yeah, he did.
Oh. What?
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? Would that be considered contempt of court?
No, not really. Not yet, actually. Contempt of court, for those who are listening, is when you... it's like power of the court to punish someone. So there's direct contempt and indirect contempt. Direct contempt is when you act unruly in the court, when you're not wearing the proper attire, or when you're being disrespectful, and indirect contempt is when you don't follow the court's orders in paper. But this one, it's okay. It's still fine.
Well, the
I would
judge said.
imagine.
Well, the judge says that it's an unruly outburst.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, he's been respectful so far. We'll see.
Yeah, I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be
What are you
defending
doing?
myself.
Why?
What? Well, the professor said, right, that
But he's not a lawyer. Both of them are not lawyers. I will not advise this. Anyway, yeah.
I think Asogi is
I-
like studying law. I don't know what this guy is studying.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
You'll be what? Even the judge was like shocked.
Yeah.
What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything. Just now, before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. Means you don't have faith in me.
What a friend.
I know, right? But he's just doing what the professor said. You think I would be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Now that's a good friend. He's volunteering himself so that in case that he gets to be guilty, Kazuma would still go to London.
Okay. Okay. I can understand that emotional decision.
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you.
Right.
Wait, so are we...
A few moments later.
Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really? Objection. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruto-san? He's confident, but look at his eyes. It's bulging.
Yeah.
Hmm? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all.
He doesn't know his case files.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't know procedure. How would he? And this is the Supreme Court. Okay, let's see.
In fact, my
Oh my
mind's a
gosh.
complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature in Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all the present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
Oh, that's good. That's generous of him.
Aren't judges supposed to be generous like this?
Because he already said that he was going to defend himself, and then the judge wants to make sure that the person, is of the right mind, and so on. So that's good. He's not just taking it for face value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous. Can't even remember that. What is it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. Guess right. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
Right.
But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of the right button. Verifying yourself forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
That's good.
Have to press right button for court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with right button. Alright, there we go. He's 23 years old. And I'm assuming that Ryunosuke is the same age.
Yeah, probably around the same age.
You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. He's 42. Alright, John H. Wilson. The victim of this case, he was visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press Y to present. Okay, try it now. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. Can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. I don't know if that exists in real life.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Maybe back then.
Yeah. And yet despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education? Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. Court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers.
Yeah, makes sense.
You're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
Which does happen, actually. It does happen.
Oh.
Politically, there are some political cases like this here in the Philippines. One similar example would be, was it Pemberton? Pemberton was a U.S. soldier who killed a trans woman. But it's not like you go straight to the Supreme Court and call it a secret trial. But it is very well scrutinized and documented, covered by the media and all. But you still have to start from the bottom, from the lower courts. But again, it's a different universe. They have their own legal system. So far it makes sense. Okay.
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh, we're doing this flashback again. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not that every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think. Wait. Oh.
It's that guy.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Wait, that's it?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Wait, that's it? I thought we were gonna get something important there. Okay, now then.
Okay.
Let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Narodo. Yes, Your Excellency? How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Okay, do it now. Okay, so... Okay, this is what I considered like the autopsy report in this game.
Yeah.
Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile! That's a post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry. Yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. Here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that what?
Yeah.
Yikes. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. It is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Right.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Wait, I thought it already started.
Yeah.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Wait, no opening statements?
Let's see.
Ugh.
Well, in when it comes to Supreme Court and even in lower courts, you actually start with documents. So you file a paper, which is called could be a complaint or a petition, and that contains all the facts, all the arguments, and it lists down your evidence, your annexes, Annex A, B, C, D. So it's not like you go to court and just show the evidence, because the court is supposed to have all the evidence already there. And when they do go into oral arguments like this, it's where we're starting now. You're calling on the witnesses. That's where it starts.
Okay, I thought they really start with like opening witnesses for both parties.
Yeah, it also happens like that sometimes as well.
Like, okay. Ugh, this is it.
I
then.
understand. Like they had to do this for the game tutorial.
Ah, yeah,
I
true.
understand, yeah.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. That doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Okay.
Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein that crazy headband and control the cold stares first.
Still swaying.
There's no wind? How is there no wind? Oh wait, how is there wind in the courtroom? The window's not even open. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Sounds Mexican to me. Doesn't sound English.
Sounds Latin.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, ketchup. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. Become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Why are you allowed to interject?
Gosh, why is he an asshole? Are prosecutors like that?
The ones that I've met are not like that. Pretty decent.
Oh, okay. Oh, perspiring? Maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery.
Okay.
A gunshot rang out. So I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, the amateur.
Yeah, like, because the waiter didn't see him shoot the person.
Yeah, he just came
He just
out.
heard a gunshot and
Yeah, he
then
just
saw, right? And then he saw Naruhodo holding the gun. He could have just picked it up after someone shot him. So that's also it's a circumstantial evidence. It's circumstantial at best. It's not enough to convict him so far.
But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you'll be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back.
Yeah, you will have a chance to cross-examine the witness.
For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello. Oh. Okay, there was another person. There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And this is something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still. What should I do? Of course we have to interject. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? Your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But he's not,
right?
Yeah, he's not a lawyer. But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. Oh, he's doing the anime character with the glasses. The gesture. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Can he actually do that? Like, not reject or not have the evidence added?
Well, it depends on their procedure. In the Philippines, as I said, when you file your evidence, your pleadings, which is your petition and your other documents, you file the evidence along with it.
No, I meant like new evidence. Like new evidence.
New evidence, you can introduce it later on. There are some procedures, but the procedure here might be different, so we don't know. It seems like here, you may or may not give it to the judge. But we introduced it, so we're supposed to give it to the court.
Okay, so he's not allowed to reject.
If he wants to use it, he should give it to the court. If he doesn't want to use it, then don't give it to the court. But he just introduced it, so I'm assuming he wants it to be used.
Okay.
Right. Why doesn't he want it though? Okay.
Of course. Well, he did hesitate at first.
Oh yeah, he hesitated.
Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Oh my god. He's dying. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. Stop coughing!
Okay.
So, the court has now heard the presses of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Would you agree?
No, because it's his word against mine. There could be someone there who just left. Because the waiter wasn't there the whole time. You know, he was putting away his cutlery and crockery. So someone could have entered the establishment during that time and then left.
Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment.
Right. Same here in the real world. If you say guilty, they could lessen the penalty a little bit.
A little bit. Define a little
A
bit.
little bit. Because they can impose here in the Philippines, they can impose a range of penalty. So there's a minimum to a maximum. They don't just say you're sentenced 10 years, but you're sentenced from 6 years to 12 years.
Oh.
And there's a way of imposing penalty, and the judge has a discretion on how much to impose. And if you plead guilty, they're gonna impose the minimum. It's a technical term, the minimum or the least amount of in that range. So they're gonna impose 6 months instead of 12 years or 6 years, something like that.
Okay. I understand. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense. If you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
Okay, let's see.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
Just hear them out.
What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Would it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? What? He's giving up already.
Unfortunately, some people do this in the Philippines, especially for drug cases. They just plead guilty because they've been in jail for a long time already. And if they admit guilt, they can get out because they've served the sentence anyway.
Oh,
But I wouldn't advise this because you will have a criminal record. If you know if you're innocent, don't plead guilty because that will be on your permanent record, and it'll be hard to find a job and stuff. It's gonna affect your whole life, and it's there with you for your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So don't plead guilty.
he even looked at him bad.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it. Professor Mikotoba said it. And so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
Understandable.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
Yeah.
What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. You're just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Yonosuke. Are you allowed to do this? Like the death slam?
I guess you are. But what's weird is that Kazuma is pleading not guilty on behalf of Ryunosuke.
Yeah.
We don't normally do that. The accused should be the one to say.
Mm-hmm.
To decide and to say it out loud.
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. You invite the prosecution.
He's just assistant.
Yeah, he's just the assistant here in this case. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats. Bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Right. Let's see what the witnesses have to say.
Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. No, many call me a saint. I could be a devil when I want to be. I'm sorry, like this, like his, what do you call this? His predecessors after him are like the same. They're in a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Oh wow, is he threatening to kill him? The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, Kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesanosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employed as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my train from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Korekuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Oh, my bad. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And, not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer. Sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over... What? Did you hear that?
What happened?
There was like a cry.
Yeah, who did that?
I don't know either. Okay, it was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm not sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, is this the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening? The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Okay. But...
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, maybe he has something on his back. He has something strapped. Maybe it's a baby or something.
Maybe. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon. Old people. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. Oh, I think he does have a baby.
Maybe.
I observed the enemy.
Heard it again.
Yeah, I heard it too. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. Cruel and unforgivable enemy. Why is he holding a knife in court? That's not allowed, right?
Yeah, it's not allowed.
What times we live in. with an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up. Oh. So he picked up the gun first before the shot happened. Okay, well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal is. I bet it's the baby.
Big baby.
Yeah. There is. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Yes, exactly.
Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. Testimony that the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of...
Oh, not yet. Don't. You can't do that. You have to give it a chance to cross-examine the witnesses. Okay.
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Yes, it is your right. It is your right.
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time.
It is right. Why are you objecting? Okay.
Defendant obviously have no experience. How could he possibly carry out a cross-examination? Objection. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
How's somebody saying everything that I'm thinking? That's good. It's right, exactly.
Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. But the defense conduct cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying.
Right.
Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you.
Yeah, it's...
Was that a slap? Did he swat a fly? Alright then.
Yeah, because cross-examination is a skill, and it's a bit difficult, especially if you're new. Myself, even, I haven't done a lot. I've done some, but it's not a lot. One benefit is that in court, here in the Philippines, you're given a copy of the witnesses' statements ahead of time, so you have a chance to plan. Sometimes, though, they say their statements right on court. That's the first time you're hearing it, as is in this game. So you have to think on your feet to expose the inconsistencies and possibly the lies. I will try to maybe One thing I can say in this case is maybe the positioning of the tables. I would try to confirm where are you positioned in the restaurant. Maybe because their backs are turned towards Ryunosuke, so they weren't actually seeing him directly. So you kind of possibly see him directly if you're positioned in the corner and you're looking away from their table. So that's something I would probably ask, but we'll see what happens, what Ryunosuke will say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's all or nothing. Yeah. Okay, what the witnesses saw. Okay, which do you want me to like or which
I'm not
table?
very good at this game, by the way. How do we choose which one we're going to cross-examine?
We get to choose like the statements that everyone is saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's this like press and then present. So pressing is like you bluff to get more information.
Oh, okay. How about that? Yeah, we can do that. That
Okay,
way.
you want me to press this?
Yeah, let's try. I'm not very good at this game, but let's see.
So you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative! I saw you, laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
Oh.
But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about that statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over the victim's table. And so what if it was?
Yeah. It's not the precise moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that really is the case, you mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment. Yeah, on point. You're on point there. You didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. And double my 6 cents.
What?
What? Sorry?
Sorry.
My 6 sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I'd have got where I'm today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well,
That's not the issue. Okay.
you seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. Oh, we got an achievement from that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so
Okay.
we
Yeah,
know
okay.
that.
We can present evidence now?
Yeah, I think we can, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna. How about the business card? Can we try the business card?
I think this one, right? It's after.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little after 2 p.m. So.
Oh, all right. I would try all of them.
Oh no, no, we have like 5 lives. Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, good. Good. Okay.
that statement contradicts the facts as demonstrated by this evidence. As far as I can tell, there's nothing untoward about this evidence. But that...
Really?
Yeah. Pull yourself together. Look as though your eyes are about to pop out your head.
Well, we have 4 evidence. We have 5 lives, so we can we can try everything.
Oh, I can't help that. It's just my look. Oh, it doesn't.
What's the other one?
It doesn't regenerate though.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, so
How
we have
far was discharged? Can we check the other? Okay.
the black
And
is
from the back, probably. Oh no. Okay, that one and the post-mortem, because the post-mortem bullet wound was in front. I mean the photo. Sorry, the photo.
Oh, this one, right?
Because the gunshot is on the front, but he's saying from the back, right?
Yeah. Okay, that was right.
Is it?
It is. The music stops when you get present
Oh,
like the
okay.
right evidence.
Cool, cool.
Oh, he's
Is he
sweating.
laughing?
I don't
The
know.
other guy.
I bet he's shaking.
Okay.
His earlobes are shaking with him. Mm,
This is so hard. It's the first case and it's already difficult.
yeah.
What are you playing at?
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. I, I like the death
It's
slap.
entertaining. I like this.
Yeah, there's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense? What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Asshole.
Yeah. There's no reason for him to be trash talking you, jeez.
Yeah. This is so frustrating.
Yeah, let's go, assistant.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. Couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma? What? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense. But there's a clear discrepancy here. The sergeant's statement.
Yeah.
What? Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the Englishman civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes.
It's some eyes for military grade.
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Oh, that's very good.
Oh!
Oh, he does have a baby.
Yeah, he is. Oh, what was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
Yeah, his credibility just plummets down.
Yeah. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable.
What else are you lying about?
By bringing the baby to court. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What?
Change his statement. That's bad. That's very bad.
Yeah, very bad. Okay, so let's say if you lied in the court, I mean, you're under oath, right? So what will happen?
Yeah. That's actually a criminal act.
Perjury.
Yeah. Good one.
The last testimony the court has heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There's no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh!
Burn.
Burn.
Yeah, because if you're a prosecutor, you should have prepared your witnesses ahead of time. You should have prepared them, helped them, you know, prepare them for the statement so they don't say anything like that with the
Yeah,
inconsistencies. So
true.
obviously, he didn't prepare. He didn't prepare his witnesses.
Grr. Ah! There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. Is that true? Can that actually happen?
I guess so.
So this is what being an ace attorney is all about.
Oh, he's just a regular attorney. That's what That's what a decent lawyer would do.
But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Exactly.
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up on the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
It's a useless witness.
True. Get him out of here. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. What? Alright. If I were me, I would have this witness removed. Already.
Yeah.
Treasure? What? Oh, he became hostile all of a sudden. Indeed, the Hoei era Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit the restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Ruste, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my Hoei treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find? I did not. But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. Okay, so it means that his treasure got stolen.
This is irrelevant to the case. It's not about the murder anymore.
Yeah. Kuban vanished. Hunting around under the table I was. In case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Oh. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not. For I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. Sad. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
Baby.
Oh. I think the baby stole it. Okay, let's all blame it on the baby.
Baby. baby.
Maybe the baby is the murderer.
He has a sniper rifle hiding in a blanket.
I mean, after all, his dad is a sergeant.
Yeah.
I am sure everyone present is aware. This case demands a swift and decisive resolution.
Yeah.
Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive.
Right.
No matter how subservient our government feels, it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Auchi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. What? Oh my god, his confidence is so annoying.
That's good. That's good though.
Wait, aren't prosecutors supposed to be not like this?
Yeah.
Or are not,
Well,
not supposed to be like
you're
this?
supposed to be confident. Even when you make a mistake, you know, you should be confident enough to, you know, bounce back from it. And that's
Oh.
good.
Okay. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Right, of course.
Explain. On hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Ido. It seems those straps are a side of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido. Attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Ew! That's disgusting. Watch and learn, my boy.